One.
Hey everybody, we are live. If anybody is out there, if you can chat something up, we'd love to say hello to you. We'll wait just a couple of minutes before we start our program, or just to see if there's people who come in. So we'll wait for a second. But yeah, if you are here, leave us a little chat, and so that we can say hello.
Yarp.
All right. Well, as people come in, we will just say hello to you as you come in. Welcome to the Castles, Capes, and Clones Vlogcast, where we discuss everything in the Disney universe. In this episode, we'll be talking about the Haunted Mansion updates, Spider-Man coming to Disney Plus, Mads Mikkelsen in Indy 5, and more. We are Castles, Capes, and Clones, where, again, we discuss everything in the Disney universe. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notifications, and do like this post, as it really does help us out. Hey everybody, I'm Loren, and I'm here with my cousin and co-pilot Rich.
Hello.
How's it going?
Going okay. How are you?
Good. We had a great time at Touch of Disney on Monday. That was a lot of fun. It was a very chill day. I enjoyed myself quite a bit.
Yeah. It was also the day I got my vaccine, so
Yeah.
luckily.
How are you feeling?
Luckily all I have is a sore arm. So I mean, unfortunately I don't have super strength, or I can't fly, turn invisible, glow in the light.
I was hoping for that when I get my second second vaccine next week.
Right. But all of a sudden I have this urge to buy Microsoft products.
Exactly.
Thanks, Bill Gates.
Yeah. Yeah. But what did you think of Touch of Disney?
I mean, like it was good. There's a lot of food, so that was the main part of it. But like, I was really just curious to see what the park would look like with limited capacity, and it's good to step foot in a place that I used to go to all the time, that's been closed for a year. So
yeah. It'll be nice, I think, once it opens, because it was not too bad when we went. I didn't think so. I know some people had reported to me that there was a lot of waiting, and we did do some waiting, but it wasn't terrible.
I mean, you have to look at it like this. There's nothing else open. It was just really a food festival. So yeah, if there's no stores and there's no rides, then there's nothing else to do but then just eat.
Yeah.
So you're waiting for food. So everyone is getting food or eating.
Waiting for food. Right.
When the park is open, all those people that are there are spread out through the stores that will be open, the rides, eating, and just typical shenanigans.
Right. So. I was just I was just excited to be inside the park and seeing the characters, and it was just really a lot of fun. And then going, when I got there, I went over to the Disneyland gate, and the train was coming in, and it was so exciting to see. So just a few more days, I can't believe. I mean, for me, it's going to be a month and a half or so, but still.
For me, a little bit sooner. I will be there. I will be there on Star Wars Day.
By the way, they are doing Star Tours wish balls on Star Wars Day.
Don't tell me these things. I already know I'm going to spend a lot of money on that day. Wait, is it
Yes.
only that day? Or that's when they're releasing?
No, I think, but the Wishables tend to sell out, but I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do the stores. I mean, like Guardians was still there when I was there in Peter Pan
Right. I wonder
and
if there's
it
going
just
to be
followed. So
like a specific, like May the 4th something. I mean,
right.
there's always merchandise that's May the 4th.
Yeah.
Which, you know, I have to get the shirt because I've been getting the shirts every year for however long.
Right.
Pins, even though I kind of stopped collect. No, I didn't stop collecting pins. Is that I collect pins from different places,
Yeah.
which I haven't been to different places in a year, so it's not really much of a collection for 2020. But I have had all the May the 4th pins for a couple years as well, and I, for whatever reason, tend to collect the tumblers. So
I might ask you to pick up me up
nope.
pin. I was just going through all the stuff that you gave me over the past year, and I'm like, oh, I just love it. I love it. So, all right. Well, anyway, we should probably get to. I just realized that there's somebody in here, and it's SSLLYY saying hello. Hi, how are you? Thanks for joining us.
Hello.
All right, so we are going to start discussing the news. There has been news that they are updating the Haunted Mansion for April 30th. The two major changes are the pet graveyard getting some new signage and stuff like that, new tombstones, new floral arrangements, and all that jazz. But the big one is that they are bringing back April to December, which is the portrait in the, not the stretching portrait room, but the room that you come out of. And it's the woman who is young, and then as you scroll by, she turns old. So April to December.
When did they? Does that it used to be there? Is that what it was?
I think so. I'm actually not sure if it used to be there or I can't remember now. I mean, I feel like I
feel
saw
like
it.
I've seen it before, right? Like I
Yeah,
saw it. I'm like, I know I've seen it,
yeah,
but I don't know. Is it in Florida? Maybe.
maybe.
I know Florida's has
But
different
I'm
things.
pretty sure that it was at Disneyland at some point, but they took it out and they brought it back in with new
So is it
technology.
in that same on the wall with the other portraits?
Yeah, and I don't know which one they're going to take out,
So they're replacing one of them.
but yeah, I'm
Interesting.
assuming because there's not that much room on that on the. I mean, they'd have to move all the portraits,
Aha.
or yeah, in
Our
order to accommodate it.
sometimes host Tom has
Oh
confirmed
yes,
that yes.
the Master Gracie portrait is where it used to be. Okay, good. Thank you very much, Tom, and thanks for joining us in the chat. All
Yeah.
right, so there's that. Very exciting news. I am. You know what I would love for them to bring back is the knight in armor. I don't know if you remember this, but
I mean, that was a long time ago.
yeah, it, I can't remember exactly when it was, but I remember going and just getting. I would like jump every time the knight would come out, and
It was a
it
real
was a good
person,
time.
right?
Yeah, it was an actual person, and
I
the
want that
reason why
job.
well, maybe you don't, because I think the reason why they stopped it was
Get,
because people were punching it.
of course they are.
Yeah, so that's
America.
Tom said, "Glad to lend my haunted mansion knowledge." Of course, you are the expert at haunted mansion knowledge.
He is.
Um. All right, so uh, moving on to other haunted mansion news, they have picked a director in Bad Hair director Justin Simmons, and Bad Hair is a horror movie on Hulu that I haven't gotten a chance to see, but it is interesting that they chose a horror director to do Haunted Mansion, which would seem to me that they may go more scary than whimsical.
I mean, just because you're a horror director doesn't mean that's all you do. But they would have a sense of scary. I mean, still a Disney show based on a Disney ride, so I don't feel like they're gonna go all of a sudden like American Horror Story.
Yeah, they couldn't, because it's too classic a ride, and kids will want to see this film.
Yeah, so I feel like like along the lines of like a Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark, where it's aimed towards younger audiences. I mean, admittedly, I haven't really seen the other Haunted Mansion movies. The Eddie Murphy one, and
that one is a little too whimsical.
Is the other one? Is it Steve Guttenberg?
No, that was the one with Eddie Murphy.
No, but there's a movie. Isn't there another one?
That was Tower of Terror.
Oh.
With Steve Guttenberg.
My God, there was a Tower of Terror movie.
Yeah. With Steve Guttenberg. Let's just reflect on that for a moment. So, yeah,
I mean, I was still hoping for the Guillermo del Toro version of the Haunted Mansion.
I know, that would have been really cool.
Yeah, been weird and creepy and interesting.
Tom says that he thinks that it'll be a teen, young adult, PG-13 scary, which I hope ends up happening. It'll happen. Don't worry.
I mean, Disney like promised like 8,000 shows a year, right?
Yeah, so, exactly.
Or whatever.
They have to get a Haunted Mansion franchise off the ground. I mean, it's just, I'm just waiting for the Enchanted Tiki Room.
I mean, if they're going with like, I want, like, if they're doing that whole Disney or Magic Kingdom series, like this connected universe, you can tie in a Haunted Mansion story.
Yeah.
In there,
yeah. Definitely.
Right? It'd be kind of cool if they like did it in a way that connects all the Haunted Mansions, but where each had its own actual story, but there was like a little piece that was connected them all. So
right.
I look forward to that. I'm really curious to see how they pull this off.
Yeah. I am very excited about it, because if they can get a successful franchise off the ground, I'd love that. Like, I'd love to see, they could even do an anthology on it where, one movie we learn about the bride, Constance Hathaway, another one about Madame Leota. So that would be, to me, that would be really interesting. Like, who are the hitchhiking ghosts?
Right.
Yeah. So.
Like, I mean, even when they had the Haunted Mansion, what's it called? That thing, that, not like, exhibit. I guess it's an exhibit. That small exhibit by Lincoln, over there. Or by
The
the Lincoln Theater thing. This is the little blurbs on on this history of the ride, and some of the stuff I learned from YouTube.
Oh, the Disney Gallery.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
uh, there it's actually really rich with history. So I feel like
Yeah, there's a lot
endless
of stuff that they can.
stories, and if they take the care in storytelling for just that ride, I'm sure pirates. I mean, like an actual pirates. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
Jungle Cruise, all that
Yeah.
other stuff. Space Mountain,
Yeah. Jungle Cruise. Yeah. Jungle
Pirates
Cruise. I can't
Cove.
wait for the Jungle Cruise movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. All right. Well, moving on. There is a Jim Henson biopic coming out. It's in the works at Disney, and I hope that they do it similar to Saving Mr. Banks, that kind of thing where it's just full of heart and you feel good about yourself after watching it. Like, I don't want them to go into the more, negative things about Jim Henson. Uh, I want them to stay on the positive.
Right. Um, I mean, when you say biopic, does that mean it's more
Like,
like a movie
like
about
a Saving Mr. Banks kind of, you
right?
know, yeah. It's like a biography it's a movie that is a biography,
Yeah.
but not a documentary.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a way to do it with still being positive, but still hitting upon some of the um not darker, but like not so great
Right.
things. Like even um Saving Mr. Banks wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. So
That's true. That's true. I was just thinking about that, like with Colin Farrell, the
yeah,
dad.
you know.
Yeah.
Um but I mean, obviously, like in Saving Mr. Banks, the outcome was a little bit cherry coated, right?
Hmm.
It didn't quite end up that way. Uh,
Yeah.
but you know, I think if you get the main story, it should be an inspiring story because that's what Jim Henson's legacy is,
Right.
right? So
Yeah. Did you see the trailer for this new collection of short films called Launchpad for
yes,
Disney Plus? You saw it.
yep.
Okay, good, good, good. What did you think of it?
Um, it's interesting. Like it's
Mm-hmm.
very like diverse is not the word I'm looking for here, but like the subject matters are. I don't know how to describe it. I mean, I want to
Mm,
say it's different. I mean, the subject matter, like
yeah.
it's diverse in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like like the subject matters are not. It's not like super about like gender or race. It's kind of like
Yeah, there's different things
I
that
don't, I don't
it's
want to say
diverse.
it's
It's a
yeah
diverse group of diverse films
about diverse different
subjects.
subject matter people and
Yeah,
whatnot. So yes,
I was really excited by it. I mean, here's the thing: it's like Disney gets all kinds of you know hate about different things. They don't do enough of this. They don't
right,
do enough of that. But like, I like to thank Disney when they do something good
right,
like this, where they let you know a lot of different people of color direct films and hopefully get their name out there
yeah,
and stuff like that, so that they can direct other films. I think that that's tremendous, and they should be thanked for that as well. You know.
Yeah, I mean, like, say what you will about Disney as a corporate entity, but Disney Plus is like they have taken so many risks. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Even though it might not seem like to an average viewer, like, oh, it's all the Disney stuff. Like, even like the Mandalorian was a risk. WandaVision
Yeah.
was a risk. But like taking those out of the equation, all the little like shorts, um, like Launchpad, all the different like short animation
Mm-hmm.
series that they have that don't feature like the big budget um, kind of animated films and stuff. It's
Mm-hmm.
really aimed at cultivating, filmmakers who wouldn't normally get a chance
Yeah.
on a huge platform, right?
Yeah. Definitely.
So I applaud it for that. And
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, they want to make money, but they're also using it to gain subscribers, but also it gives a whole bunch of people that would not have the opportunity to show their work in front of millions upon millions of people around the world
Mm-hmm.
what they can do. So, and also bring attention different issues and subject matter. So,
Yeah.
yeah,
It's the same with Pixar and their Spark Short.
yeah,
Disney had some kind of shorts program that I can't remember the name of it, but it's on Disney Plus, and they're great.
right.
Everything is really good. It's just neat to see them doing this kind of thing, and like we said, we applaud them for that.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there is a How I Met Your Mother sequel in the works at Hulu, starring Hilary Duff, and it is going to be called. Guess what it's called? How I Met Your Father.
Because of course it is.
Huh?
Because of course it is.
Yeah. So I think it's interesting that Hillary Duff, she was supposed to, they were supposed to have the Lizzie McGuire
Yeah.
sequel series, and so now she's working on this uh, How I Met Your Mother sequel. I'm glad that she isn't so bitter at Disney that she isn't willing to work with Disney
Right.
again. And I really enjoyed How I Met Your Mother. So it'll be interesting to see how under Disney. Well, I mean, it's still under 20th century television, so it's not under Disney per se, but
Right.
so they could still do a really good job with it. I think that there's a couple of people from the original series that are going to be in the new series, but I forgot who they were.
I've only seen like 3 episodes.
Really,
Yep.
it's good. It was a really funny series, and it lasted for a while.
Yeah, it was just around the time I didn't really watch TV.
Yeah.
Funny enough, though, I know the ending.
Yeah.
I know the ending, and like I've seen parts of episodes. Uh,
Hmm.
so, but I haven't really watched more than probably 3 episodes from start to finish. So
Right.
I mean, like I was gonna ask, like, is this related to it? Like, not in title, but like, is there a connection between the old show, and this show?
They say it's supposed to be a sequel, so it's not a reboot, but a sequel.
Like, was Hilary Duff ever in
So
an
I'm
episode?
I'm wondering if Hillary Duff might be like the daughter of Bob Saget, uh, who was the narrator of How I Met Your Mother.
Was he?
Yeah, I believe so. I believe that he was the
Huh.
narrator, like the father in the telling the story.
Right.
And I think that she might be his daughter, and she's telling her kids about how she met their father. That's what I'm going to assume.
Right on.
I don't know, though. I could be totally wrong.
Sup, Carlos?
Yeah, but I'll be watching it because I did like the first one.
Right.
All right, so moving on. We have somebody new here, Carlos Castillo. Hello, Carlos.
Yeah, that's why I said hello, Carlos.
Huh?
So that's why I said hello, Carlos.
Oh. I thought I heard you say something like that, but I forgot. All right, so there is 22 versus Earth coming to Disney Plus next week, and that's a short based on um, the Tina Fey's character 22, the soul that
From Soul.
would not go to Earth, and this is a prequel.
Yep.
So before she meets Joe, and it looks to be a lot of fun.
I mean, normally these little shorts are, and I liked her
Yeah.
character. Oh, I like Soul. We've
Yeah.
established that. LJ hated
And
it.
I didn't hate it.
You're either frozen or that's the weirdest reaction ever. Well, anywho. Technical difficulties, so I'll leave it on this screen. No.
So maybe this will help change my mind about the film. And 22.
So I think I lost connection for like a minute.
Oh, did you?
Yep. So if everything went.
Did everybody understand us?
Well, they'll be looking at a picture of Soul, but
oh,
so they wouldn't have seen it, but they would have heard silence.
Oh, okay. Should I repeat what I was saying?
Last thing I remember before it went dead was I said you hated Soul.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I was just saying that, in Forky asked a question. Forky, I found him annoying in Toy Story 4, but with Forky asked a question, I actually began to love Forky, and now I'm all about Forky. Like, I want Forky things. So hopefully this will get me to love Soul a little bit more, with 22 and things like that. So, when you delve a little bit more in their lives, like the popcorn shorts that they did. One of my favorite ones is a Soul one. This is just all music. And have you seen it?
No, I haven't seen any of the popcorn.
Oh, you should watch it. They're really short. Like,
yeah,
really
I know.
Short.
I just haven't had a chance.
Yeah, the Soul one I think is one of my favorite. That and the Ducky and Bunny ones.
Nice.
Those ones crack me up. Sometimes I just watch. Sometimes I'll just turn those on to make me laugh. So anyway, well, there's that. Okay, so Disney's Josh D'Amaro, who is the head of Disney Parks and Resorts and whatever else his title is, has revealed a new key to the 4 pillars of Disney tradition. It's been something that has been around for a long time. That was safety, courtesy, show, and efficiency. So now they have an added inclusion into this, and they are looking to do more inclusive and diverse attractions and things like that. I think that's why they're changing Splash Mountain into Princess and the Frog.
Right.
And they're doing all of these things to add a little bit more inclusion into what they're doing. But the other thing that it is doing is it is helping cast members are able to express themselves a little bit more with gender inclusive hairstyles, jewelry, nail styles, costume choices, and also allowing appropriately visible,
appropriate
visibly visible tattoos. Yeah, thank you.
So probably no swear words and
so
weird depictions, but yeah.
If your knuckles have the F word, that probably
not
gonna get you hired at Disney.
Right.
But there are some really tasteful tattoos.
Yeah,
I think that.
I mean, like, diversity aside, like, modern era, aesthetics are, not what it was in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, I feel like they're still going for that 50s wholesome kind of thing where it's like, just because you have a tattoo doesn't mean you're a criminal.
Right.
It
exactly.
seems way more normal nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, I'm glad they're opening that up. And, like, I always thought some of their restrictions were kind of weird.
Mm-hmm.
For 2000
2021.
Well, I don't know what the new. What are these? What is this decade? Well, the 2020s, but like
the 2020s,
even
the 20s, like, the Roaring 20s,
the COVID 20s,
the COVID 20, yeah,
like the 2010 to 2020. Like, what is that called?
I'm calling it the COVID 20s.
Is it the COVID 20s or the Zoom 20s?
Yeah, the
zooming
20s.
The zooming 20s.
Yeah, I like the COVID 20s.
But I mean, like, even at schools and all that kind of stuff, like, being like expressing yourself with your appearance and stuff is way more normal than it was back in the day. Like, when I was in high school or whatever, you showed up with like blue hair.
Right.
You were like, oh my god, did you see them with blue hair? Now it's kind of like, all right, that's cool.
Yeah, exactly. There's more acceptable things.
Like, I really need to kind of like always kind of go with the times, but I mean, it's not a surprising addition to their pillars. Like, they've been moving towards being a little more culturally sensitive for a while. Call it what you will, but it's more, to me, it's always been closer to being embracing global culture.
Yeah.
And
again, another, thanks to Disney for putting that in their pillars.
Yeah.
These are like their key things.
Yeah, and they're, like, I like, again, like they're how they're opening up to filmmakers and all that kind of thing. Like, they're opening up audiences to appropriate culture things, right?
Yeah.
Like, moving away from the stereotypes to like the true nature of different cultures. The removal of that version of Trader Sam from Florida. I don't remember going on Jungle Cruise when I was there in Florida, because I'm like, it's Jungle Cruise, same thing. So I didn't know that their Trader Sam looked the way it did.
Yeah.
But after seeing it, I'm like, oh yeah, that's gotta go.
Right.
Like, holy moly, that's gotta go.
A lot of these things
You know.
Yeah, so I'm really really excited to see how they're going to do the Jungle Cruise, because I love the Jungle Cruise. Like,
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite attractions. And I'm like a big Adventureland connoisseur. I love I love Adventureland.
Yeah. I I would never ever say no to going on the Jungle Cruise.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if I was ever, there's a couple things I'd want to do if I ever worked in a theme park. Is work. Well, I mean, now it'd be like totally Star Wars land, but besides
Mm-hmm.
that, it would be in the Haunted Mansion Jungle Cruise just to be the skipper. But then
Yep.
at some point before they automated a lot of the presentation on the tram ride at Universal Studios, I
Oh
would have
yeah.
wanted to be the tram guide tour.
Yeah. I know that would have been
Now
fun.
it's all like Whoopi Goldberg and like Jimmy Fallon. But
Right.
back in the day when it was actually one of the employees that did it,
Yeah.
that's what I
And
wanted to do.
they were really good.
Yeah.
All right, let's move on to Marvel news. So there was a first trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. Did you get a chance to watch it?
Oh yeah, I did.
Yeah, of course it came out while I'm out of town, so I didn't get to do a reaction video to it. I was so sad, but so excited for it. It
I know,
looks
right?
so good. Like, it looks like just a martial arts extravaganza.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, which is what it should be. But to have the Mandarin write off the father of Shang-Chi, that's interesting.
Yeah, because like in the comics, the Mandarin is not his father. It's
Right.
Fu Manchu, right? It's yeah. It's So I'm glad they moved away from that, like your kind of stereotypical Asian bad guy with the
Mm-hmm.
the Fu Manchu look,
Yeah.
and ties it into the MCU. And I like that, because like if you've never watched any of the one shots that they used to
Mm-hmm.
do, so you wouldn't know that the Mandarin wasn't. I mean, you knew that the Mandarin wasn't, or that Ben Kingsley wasn't the Mandarin,
Right.
but in the one shot you learn that there is a Mandarin. So
Yeah.
it's we finally get the payoff, and it's like now we're meeting the Mandarin, because they actually were responsible for Tony Stark being kidnapped. So I mean, they are a major part of the MCU because they kicked it off,
Mm-hmm.
right? Without them kidnapping Tony Stark, we don't have Iron Man, and then this whole thing might not have started or been the
I'm
way it
gonna,
is.
I'm gonna watch that short again because I remember going ooh. But it's been so
I
long.
can't remember which movie it was with.
Yeah, I mean, I can always look it up,
Like, do they
but
have it
I
on
know
Disney
that
Plus? Do they
that's
have
the
those?
thing. Is I don't know if they have it on Disney Plus or not, but I have it on Voodoo. I know.
Do you? I'm pretty sure I have it on one of the DVDs or Blu-rays I have, but I don't know which one.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm kind of sad that they stopped doing those.
Me too. Yeah,
They're
I'm
like nice
sad.
little. It's almost like, like the WandaVision and Winter Soldier are peeks into characters that you normally don't get to. But these
Yeah.
were about like not just people you don't get to, but like uh, things that like have impact on this main story, but like involve characters that you would never, ever, 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 ever really follow. Like no one really wanted to
Mm-hmm.
see what happened to Ben Kingsley. Not really. Not enough for like a movie,
Yeah.
or the meeting between Coulson and what's his face. before they
Tony Stark.
before no. They met in like a diner or it was before it was leading up to Thor.
Yeah, I know. It was.
Still, not Stillwell. Is it Stillwell?
I think it might have been. Yeah, Jasper Stillwell.
Yeah. And it's just interesting, and then the like off thing of like the aftermath of the Battle of New York with the two people that found the technology and the alien technology and used it to like rob banks. You know, I always found those pretty interesting and kind of fun. So I wish like they stopped like after Avengers and they never really continued. But I wish they could keep going. Like I like seeing the little slices of life,
right?
Kind of thing.
Me too. Yeah. All right. Well, here's a really exciting story. Spider-Man is coming to Disney Plus. Yes, Spider-Man. They have Sony and Disney reached another landmark deal to have Spider-Man come to Disney Plus. And it's also part of a multi-year deal where they can also have other programming from Sony as well. So this is like a large boon for Disney and really a great platform for Sony. I think that is amazing.
You got to think like Sony is like, you know what? Yes, we'll ride on Disney Plus's coattails.
Yeah.
Do we want our movies to go in front of millions, like in one of the biggest streaming platforms in the world?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. You know, like, if Venom comes, I'll watch it. Morbius when it comes out. You know, it'd be kind of cool to do a full MCU playthrough just on Disney Plus. So
yeah, that's going to be the nice part. Is right. You know, for all of us that want to do a whole, you know, watch through and, you know, just want to do it on Disney Plus, that it's going to be so cool. And, you know, hopefully they are coming to some kind of agreement on, you know, maybe Marvel Studios will just continue its doing what it does for Sony.
I mean, if you were Sony, you probably would. I mean, even with just Spider-Man, letting Marvel use Spider-Man, and they just, you know, I mean, they've got to have a deal where they're making money also. So
yeah,
you know, it like Sony has one of the biggest Marvel characters out there, right? You know, I've said it before. Like as a kid, it was always Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man, and Wonder Woman. Those are my childhood. So Spider-Man has been a part of my life forever.
Yes.
And Sony having that license, like, that's like printing money, and might as well let the people who really, really know what to do with Spider-Man keep doing what they do with Spider-Man.
Definitely.
You know, like Sony had it good with the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man. 3 aside. But like 1 and 2, for what they were amazing.
We're good, yeah. They were really good.
Pun intended. And then I liked the Andrew Garfield version of Peter Parker, and I liked, you know, Gwen Stacy and all that kind of, but I think they just painted themselves in a weird corner.
Yeah, and they were a little too old.
Yeah, they always pushed to like get them out of high school too quickly, and stuff like that. But then we got Tom Holland, and that whole thing, and he feels still like a teenager. Like in all the movies he's in, he still feels like he's a kid.
Right, exactly.
So, keep going, make money. Let's do this.
Hi, Kieran.
Kira.
Kira?
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome.
Well.
Thank you for joining us.
Oh, yes, Kira, whatever.
It has an end at the end, so that's why.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Okay, so moving on, Marvel Studios She-Hulk is starting to film in Atlanta, and get this, Angelica Schuyler herself is going to be in the series. Yes, Hamilton's Renee Elise Goldsberry is going to be in She-Hulk, and I am so excited. You know, I forgot that she used to do television, and
She's
that
on,
her on One Life to Live,
Is
and
that what
she
she's
says
from?
that. Yeah, that's her. She says that that's the role that she gets most recognized from, is as Evangeline Turner
That's got to be after I watched it,
probably.
because I don't remember.
Yeah, it was. She had a whole thing with Todd Manning.
It's been a while, so I honestly I vaguely remember.
Yeah, I know it's hard for me to remember as well.
Right.
Like there's so many characters and so many things, and but I definitely remember her because I remember when I watched Hamilton, I said, "Gosh, I know her from somewhere else."
Yeah.
And then when I was watching this other video, and she was like, "The role that I'm most known for is from One Life to Live." I said, "Oh my God, I know, I totally know." Killen or Kira. If you don't mind either of those, okay? Aw, thank you very much.
Sup?
So anyway, she's really, I think, going to add so much to the series.
She's
Angelica.
Now she just needs to be in a Star Wars movie or show.
Yeah.
Because she's on Disney Plus as Angelica Schuyler.
Angelica Schuyler.
So we can call that a princess. Disney princess.
Yes.
And then Marvel. So yeah, she just needs to be on a Star Wars something.
Yeah.
I mean, she was in what's that show? Alter. Oh my God.
Alter Ego.
It's like Altered Carbon or Alter.
Oh yeah, I know what you're talking about. Like Alter.
Something.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So she's she went to TV again.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm a fan.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
All right. Well, Alfred Molina has confirmed appearance in Spider-Man: No Way Home, and Jon Favreau is also set to return. Yeah, Jon Favreau is obviously seems like a given. But Alfred Molina has confirmed it. Now, the thing I was thinking is that could this be another red herring, like with Evan Peter? Yeah.
So did you see how he said it? How he confirmed it?
No, I did not.
He was like pretty much like he was talking about how different it was filming this versus the first time, because the first time his arms were all puppets. And then this time he was like, it's
CGI.
all CG. And people were like, was he supposed to be saying this? And people were then some people were just like, what are they gonna do? Fire him?
Yeah.
So
Alfred Molina, the new Mark Ruffalo.
Right. So I think it's true.
It's pretty much a given.
I think it's pretty much a given. Like I don't see Alfred Molina in like some random interview giving that statement or like talking about it that way if it wasn't
Yeah.
true. Like that's an elaborate red herring. You know what I mean?
I
Like they would have had to like, hey, go and say this. So they're just because it's not like there's not gonna be buzz about it already anyway.
Right.
Especially with like, it seems to be a competing thing like in the news cycles about with between DC and Marvel with who's in Spider-Man 3 and who is in the Flash movie. Right? Because Michael Keaton's in the Flash, Michael Keaton's not in the Flash. Now Michael Keaton's back in the Flash. You know, with other like I feel like DC and Marvel are fighting towards who can do the multiverse better.
Right.
Marvel.
Right.
But you know, I hope they both do it well because I would love to come back to DC loving their movies.
Yeah, I mean, there's nothing more than I'd love to love both universes. Yes. But right now, you know, DC has a lot of work to do. So.
Yep. And then I will have a competing podcast.
Right, exactly.
With everything opposite of this. I had a name for it, but I can't remember what it was. It was like Strongholds, Supers.
And... Oh, yeah, I remember you said something like that.
Like Strongholds, Supers, and Sabers.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in Secret Invasion news, there's actually a lot of big names that are now becoming attached to the show. Amelia Clarke from Game of Thrones is joining the cast, and Oscar award-winning. What is happening with my voice today? Oscar award-winning
Mephisto.
Olivia Colman. She is in talks to join Secret Invasion.
Yarp.
Yeah. I wonder who Amelia Clarke is going to play.
I mean, she's played like a queen, so she could play a Queen Skrull.
That's what I was thinking too.
Right, but I mean, like, it really depends on how far they're going to go with Secret Invasion. Like, you know, that storyline encompassed a lot of heroes and villains and like the, you know, who is a Skrull, who is not. Like, I don't know exactly what their version of it is because I feel it's going to be a little bit more downplayed, kind of like Civil War wasn't like this all-encompassing like thing that comic books had, because in Civil War and the comic books it was like every hero had to choose a side, like every hero. And in Civil War in the movie, it was pretty much just the Avengers were split, right? So I wonder, like, if the infiltration of the Skrulls is a smaller kind of thing and not like global, like, you know what I mean? But I mean, if they did, like, that's why it's like, depending on how far that scope is, she can be playing someone completely new, another superhero that we haven't seen before, but we'll see now. Like, I'm still hoping we get like a Mockingbird. I mean, I was hoping for Mockingbird from Agent of S.H.I.E.L.D. to come back, but
I know I would love for her to come back.
As for Olivia Colman, I don't know either. Like, she could play the Queen Skrull.
I know she could be Queen as well.
There could be two, like one, because they've established there are good Skrulls, right? So there's got to be a reason why there's a Secret Invasion. So there might be another, like in this version, there's a evil version of the Skrulls. So maybe they're opposing.
There's a Glinda Skrull and an Alpha Skrull.
And then we'll see how they were friends in school.
Yes, exactly.
And one of them meets Mephisto.
Right.
Yeah. That's how Mephisto plays into all this.
Yes.
You know, as Marvel, I'd just throw hexagons everywhere. Just for the heck of it. Every time you see a hexagon,
Mephisto is coming. I'm gonna, if they end a film with Mephisto is coming, I will die.
They should just do a post-credit scene. It's just a hexagon.
Yeah. With a red hand, Yeah. That would be fine. All right. Well, Ryan Coogler has pledged to keep production of Black Panther 2 in Georgia amid the controversy around the new voting laws. And he basically went to the people fighting the new voting laws and had a conversation with them and came out of it with saying that the very people who they are fighting for will be decimated if all of these companies pull out of Georgia.
Yeah.
And so he decided that he's going to keep the production in Georgia to help the people who need the help.
I mean, that is true. Like,
yeah,
boycotting the state doesn't really boycott the government. It really just it makes it harder for the people who actually live there.
Because there's no, the jobs, will go and all that. Yeah.
And I mean, if you look at that also, we're out of, the last regime because of the people of Georgia. So punishing them for their quote unquote leaders would, I think, seem, detrimental to the cause, really, because then you're just hurting the ones you need to keep fighting.
Yeah.
So I mean, like, at least he went to the leaders to talk about it.
Yeah.
There was a conversation had, and like his heart is in a good place. So it's not like he's there because he doesn't care. It's there because he does care, and he included them in the conversation to make sure that him staying with the production wouldn't be against anything they were doing, right?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, true.
So I wonder then if the TV show would also continue like in Atlanta. I mean, Atlanta's like mini Hollywood at this point.
Yeah.
So
I guess. I mean,
probably.
Yeah, I would imagine. All right. Well, moving on to Lucasfilm news. Mads Mikkelsen is joining recently announced Phoebe Waller-Bridge in the cast of Indiana Jones 5. And I'm going to assume he's going to play a villain, but I don't know. He has played some heroes.
I want him to play a hero. I want him to play the most heroic, because I think he's known for a lot of villainy kind of characters. I want him to play take over the kind of character that oh man, what's his name? Not Sala, but the other professor guy that was with Indy.
The father?
No, not Sean Connery.
Oh, okay.
He was in 1, but then he joined them in 2 and 3. He's one like, follow me, Indy. I know the way. And he was always like a lot. Marcus. Brody.
Oh my God. Oh, right. Right.
The pen is mightier than the sword. That guy. Like he's, maybe. Or
maybe.
Or as I like to say, like, so this has got to be. Let's be honest. This has got to be Harrison's last Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
He's not getting younger.
No.
And we haven't heard of Shia, so I'm hoping we're not going towards let's hand off the series to Shia LaBeouf.
Right.
He can't do it.
Yeah.
But like, they can like seriously like have these guys like both Mads Mikkelsen and Phoebe Waller-Bridge become like the new support group for whoever maybe they might pass the torch on to.
Mm-hmm.
Or it can be the adventures of Colorado Smith and Yorkshire Betty.
Right. Anybody
Starring
out
Mads
there?
Mikkelsen and Phoebe Waller-Bridge.
Anybody out there watching us wants to see a Shia LaBeouf Indiana Jones? Please type it in the comments.
What's his name? Looks like Mutt. Is it Mutt Lang?
Mutt.
Yeah. Is that
Yeah,
his name? No.
I think so.
We're not watching The Adventures of Mutt Lang
Right.
and the Ghost of Belleville.
Yeah.
No.
That's too funny. All right. Ryan Johnson has spoken with Dave Filoni about directing. Controversy?
I mean, it's Ryan Johnson in Star Wars. Always an
Yeah, directing an episode of The Mandalorian. I am all for it. I loved The Last Jedi, and I'm all for it. I know Tom loves The Last Jedi as well.
Last Jedi, Looper, Knives Out, Brick.
Yeah, Knives Out, another great film of his.
I mean, like, say what you will about The Last Jedi, and we've talked about this many times on this show, but, like, Ryan Johnson was given a movie that had to take place 1 second after the first one. So he didn't have time to do anything but continue on a story that took place literally a minute later.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what J.J. Abrams left him. And then Ryan Johnson left J.J. an ending so that J.J. can start a movie whenever. Mm-hmm. And we got The Rise of Skywalker.
Yep. So true.
But yeah, like, you know, I still compel anyone who really hates The Last Jedi to watch The Director and the Jedi,
that's so
the
good.
documentary about the making of Last Jedi, and go through his process and why the decisions he made were almost the only things he could have done.
Right.
You know,
it really makes you respect the process and what it took to make that film.
Yeah, he had to bring everyone on a journey from where they left off.
Right.
You know, you left off with a story about Luke Skywalker abandoning the world or the galaxy.
Yep.
What are you gonna do? Like, why? Why did he do that? You don't have to answer that question.
Right.
What made Luke Skywalker abandon the galaxy, as written by Loren Kasdan, the writer of Empire Strikes Back?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. So.
Yeah.
I'll defend Ryan Johnson to my last days.
I will too. And I think it will. I mean, if he gets to direct an episode of The Mandalorian, I'll be super excited.
Yeah, and like, we're not talking like it's not probably going to be written by him. So if you're worried about that part of it, even though he's a great writer, he does have a good sense of filmmaking. So why not?
Right. Exactly.
Maybe you'll get another Mon Calamari in a sweater.
Yeah. Maybe. All right. So in collector news, Sideshow is releasing a 6-scale Ahsoka with Grogu from The Mandalorian. Lego is releasing a new Lucasfilm 50th anniversary R2-D2 that consists of 2,000, sorry, my eyes are going buggy, 2,000 plus pieces, and Hasbro has announced new Black Series 6-inch scale Clone War figures consisting of Obi-Wan, Anakin, and Echo. I wonder if Echo is the post Bad Batch Echo,
Pre.
the bad, huh?
Pre.
Pre.
Pre,
Okay.
because these are Clone Wars
Clone
figures.
Wars, yes.
So it's Obi-Wan in his Clone Wars look with the armor, half Jedi look.
Mm-hmm.
Anakin with his Clone Wars look. So Echo is still in his Clone Trooper attire.
Yeah.
And I hate Hasbro with all my heart. I can continue to spend money on Hasbro.
Yeah.
And
well,
it's not ending anytime soon.
Right. I mean, that's the thing. That's the name of the game, is that they want you invested.
Look,
and, I mean, that's why these companies are out there to drive us crazy.
I'm just going to say it. Disney, just buy Hasbro. You know,
right.
Just own my entire childhood.
Yeah. I mean, can you imagine if the Transformers and My Little Pony were part of Disney?
G.I. Joe.
G.I. Joe. I would love it.
Micronauts.
Oh my god, the Micronauts.
Visionaries.
Yeah. Because the Micronauts could be under Disney, then Marvel could find, because James Gunn wanted to use Bug as part of the Guardians of the Galaxy, but Bug was part of the Micronauts. And
who does own, like, I mean, like, there's got to be someone who actually owns, like, the rights to not toys, but, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, it is the same company that owns. So I think if Hasbro now owns the rights to, I don't know if they own the overall rights or if that still belongs to Mego, if Mego is still a company. But
well, that's a toy, but, like, you know how, like, because, like, Hasbro owns Transformers, but, like, Michael Bay is making Transformers. Do they own, like, the movie rights to Transformers?
Hasbro, yeah, they do.
I mean, like, Sony has the film rights to Spider-Man, but it's a Marvel thing.
Right.
Hasbro being not a movie making company.
Yeah. Although they do have their division.
Right now, but, like, Hasbro owns the rights to Transformers, but there's a company that owns the movie rights to Transformers. Two different things. Like, Sony and Marvel are two different things. Who owns the movie rights to the Micronauts? Is what I'm saying. Does someone have that?
I don't know.
Or is Hasbro like, nope, no one can make it, which would be weird,
right?
Because they're like, I'm sure if like, Spielberg was like, I want to make a My Little Pony movie, Hasbro would be like, yes.
Oh yeah, I
do
mean,
this.
They would of course say yes.
But
can you imagine? So anyway,
Zack Snyder's My Little Pony.
Oh my god! Release the Snyder cut of My Little Pony. Oh my god!
They're like war horses with, like, armor, like, not just armor, but, like, really sharp, spiky armor that would feel uncomfortable just to touch.
Yeah.
The main five would all look the same.
Yeah.
Devoid of color. Friendship is death. My Little Pony.
Right.
4-hour cut. 30 minutes of main flowing slow motion.
Right. All right. Well, wrapping up the news, in video game news, developer Aspire, which just released a port of Republic Commando, on the Switch and PS4, is now working on another Star Wars title, Knights of the Old Republic, but not as a port, but as a remake. I don't quite know what that means, but I'm sure
That's
you're
why
going
I
to take
wrote
it.
it, because I'm like, he's not going to understand anything.
I know.
So,
All right, take it away.
so a port is like a so in this case, like Republic Commando was released a long time ago on, I forget, whatever systems, probably like Nintendo 64 or whatever. A port is bringing it to another console, another platform. Right? They didn't make the game, but they took the game and, you know, changed it up enough so that it could be played on a different platform.
I see.
That's what porting is.
Okay.
So what they're saying with this is that they've gone from just porting games to now they're going to make a remake of Star Wars Knights of the Old Republic, which is a game that BioWare made a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. Which is kind of like the basis of a lot of the Old Republic legend stories. So it's not clear exactly if this remake means they're just going to remake it. Kind of like there's a remake. Well, it's not clear if they're going to be remake it and just make it like not better, but like something that looks better on modern platforms. Or are they going to remake it kind of like the way they did with this title called Final Fantasy VII, which is they took a game from the 90s, early 90s, and totally redid it. But it's still the same, but it's different. People who know that title know what I'm talking about. But it's kind of like taking The Hobbit, a one book thing, and turning it into 3 movies.
I see.
That's what they did with kind of Final Fantasy VII remake, which is they took the story, expanded it a lot, so that at some point it becomes almost a different story. But you know, so yeah, it's kind of exciting. Like, I do wish they kind of were doing a not a remake, but like a sequel. But it is hard because the MMO game that's out is kind of the sequel to it.
Yeah.
But not. I mean, like, it's a different kind of game. People want a sequel to the Knights of Old Republic game, single player game.
Right.
Which is more akin to like a Dungeons and Dragons game. Made a character, had stats, had choices, yada yada yada. I mean, I guess the MMO is kind of like that, but like it's like a different Dungeons and Dragons type game.
Yeah.
The story-driven, like, narrative Dungeons and Dragons game than an open world game.
Right.
Yarp.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for taking us through that, and I think that it's exciting. It sounds exciting. Sure. I mean, I wish I played video games.
Get it. Like, reading this story reminded me that Republic Commando is out already, so I have to go download that after this.
Yeah.
And play it again.
Do it. So. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us, and sorry that this was a longer episode. We did not do an episode last week because of issues.
We had to get tickets for
Yes,
Disneyland.
we had to get tickets for. That's it, and everybody was exhausted. Then, so I think what we're going to do moving forward is, we tried to do 3 podcasts a week, but it started to become unwieldy, and given Rich's schedule and my schedule, So we're gonna just take the big stories of the week and put it all in one super podcast like this, and hopefully everybody will enjoy it. Yeah, and if you did enjoy yourself, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel, hit the bell for notification, and before you leave, do like this post. It really will help us out. Uh, let's see, what is it? Who said something? On the contrary,
I mean, I can talk for hours about Star Wars.
I know.
Just give me a topic.
Yeah, I know. Kira, I'm sorry that we're ending already, but we're glad that you joined us. We're glad that everybody joined us in the chat. And if you did, again, before you leave, please like this post. It's free. It's easy to do, and you can always big stories in one super podcast sounds nice and definitely less tiring. Yes, I agree. Thanks, Carlos. Great podcast today. All right. Well, you can always reach us on Twitter at CCC Disney Uni, on Instagram at Castles, Capes, and Clones, and at our website at www.castlescapesandclones.com. You can reach me personally on Twitter at LoJav and on Instagram at Loren Javier. How about you, Rich?
You can reach me on Twitter and Instagram at R2Romasanta.
All right. Well, the opinions expressed on today's Vlogcast are solely our own and do not represent the Walt Disney Company, its subsidiaries, or assets. Thanks again for joining us, everybody.
Yep. Now I don't know which catchphrase to use because it's all of them again.
I know. Yeah, exactly.
Catch on the flip side.
Yeah. Catch you on the fourth side, make mine more.
Yeah, there you go. Excelsior.
Excelsior.